And here we are. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Thank you for joining me. We're going to have some fun tonight. Krista Melinda, look at my wrenches. Krista Melinda, Bizzle, Brock, wrenches abound. Mark Albitz, good to see you. Mischief Managed, thank you for being here. Silver Surfer, thank you, bro. It's a good man right there. Jane, thank you for being here. Who else is here? I hope I've said hi to everybody. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. All right. So I had a food revelation. You guys ever have that? A food revelation where you think something about a certain type of food for a long time, and then something happens and you're like, oh, wait, it wasn't what I thought. I had a food revelation I'm going to share with you. Cup of coffee. John Coffee. So here's my food revelation. Brett, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to wait a few minutes because this is a mind blower for me. Jimmy Jam, good to see you. Jason P., thank you for being here. This was a crazy one for me, because it's something that it was a food that I didn't like. It wasn't like I didn't have it. I tried it in a lot of different recipes, and it was something I never liked at all. Heard ya? Good to see you. Hobie Berglund, good to see you. Thank you for being here. So here's my here's what happened. Keith, good to see you. Let me start by telling you this. I made a post years ago on Facebook, a long time ago, that said, pro tip. And it had a pan with food in it. It said, pro tip, if you add some oil to your pan, your kale slides into the garbage a lot quicker. And every food, every dish I had that had kale in it, I was like, I'm not into it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. James Collins cares. Good to see you. I did have a Facebook, Chris and Melinda. I did. Anyhow, I still have a page there. I just don't ever go to it. Turns out this is it's my new favorite. Sit around, it takes 5 minutes to make, and it's like the most delicious thing I think I've ever had. Josh, good to see you. Josh Cohen, thank you for being here. I'm not even joking. This is so amazing. All you do is you take kale, virgin olive oil, and let it kind of cook down a little bit. Lots of garlic powder, tons of it. You let it boil. You let it cook down until it gets almost crispy. And I'm not joking. It's one of the most delicious things I've ever had. Hobie has asked, what is your favorite hot sauce? You know what? And I really hate that this is the way I always answer this question, but it's just, honest to goodness, it's the best answer I have. I don't have a favorite hot sauce. I really don't. I have, sauces that I like a lot. And what I've always said, here's the canned answer that I've been saying for 8 years. If I pick the right sauce for a given meal, that's my favorite sauce right then and there. But the next day I eat something different. I'll pick a different sauce. And that night, that's my favorite sauce. So I'm kind of like that. Like there's hot sauces for ice cream. There are sauces. So there's lots of different kinds of sauces, but I'm just a sauce guy. I do like sauces a lot. Mark Albert's good to see you. Garlic. Toby Reveille, good to see you. Mark says that garlic makes everything better. It does. Excuse me. It really is delicious. And it's you know what? Here's the thing about it. The kale thing, going back to the kale thing, it's so good for you. You guys have any idea? It's loaded with so many different vitamins, and it's just really, really good for you. My favorite sauce for hot sauce, James Collins cares. I just had a sauce. I reviewed a sauce 2 days ago. 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? Still not sleeping well. So I reviewed the sauce just the other day, and I cannot wait to have it on hot sauce. It's from High Desert Sauce Company. It is not your mama or not mama's chamoy. It's essentially it's raspberry, a little bit of vinegar, bunch of peppers, and a little bit of orange peel. And it is one of the most delicious things. And it's so raspberry. The flavor is just raspberry. It's almost like if it was like if it was 50% thicker, it'd almost be like a jam. It is just spectacular. It's so good. Riley and Taylor say hi. Hi, Riley and Taylor. Hope you guys are doing good. Thank you for being here. That is awesome. And that's for real. Silver Surfer says, I'm a Kale. I'm a rabbit. I'm not a rabbit. I'm a carnivore. Hey, here's the deal. I'm a carnivore big time. I really am too. But that is so delicious. I promise you, if you like garlic, and I made it for you, you'd be all about it. I promise. Sorry. Wes Lightburn, good to see you. Listen to that. It's a bioaccumulant. That sounds terrible. James Cong cares. Depends. Kale is a bioaccumulant. If grown in bad soil or with petroleum-based fertilizer, it sucks up and stores in toxins. I've eaten a lot of it. Doesn't bother me a bit. I'm kidding. I feel great. But boy, I thank you for telling me that. I really do love it. It's like, honest to God, my favorite thing. It takes 5 minutes to make. It's delicious. Bella Greasy, thank you for being here. Paul, thank you for being here, bro. Good to see you. Bizzle's good, but my chats keep quitting. Bizzle's my dude. Heat Seeker Pepper Eater, good to see you. Thanks for being here. All right, so that really was a big thing for me, the whole kale, because, like, it's really funny. I've got a old girlfriend a person I've known since I was 18. We dated for a while in college, and then 20 years later, again, we dated. And she made me so many dishes with kale, and I was just not a fan. Elijah Extreme. This was their premium extreme regret beef jerky. It's lovely. So I had a bit of a change. Next week, on Tuesday, we're going to do Tuesday is Linda from Linda's Fiery Treats. Tuesday is going to be Linda. And Thursday was going to be Jay Blunt from Smoking Blunt Hot Sauce. However, scheduling problems. So he's not going to be able to do that Thursday. So I'm going to have I'll announce in a day or two what Thursday will be. So right now it's just Tuesday, Linda, and Thursday to be announced. The following Thursday is a really, really cool. The following Tuesday, I believe. Let me see on my phone. I think it's the 17th. Got a really, really fun one coming up on the 17th, Tuesday. A week from this Tuesday, on the 17th, I've got David Ashley. And that is going to be such a fun interview. That's from Ashley Foods is the company that makes plutonium. And plutonium 9, it's 9 million Scoville heat units. It's one of the most unbelievable. It changed the challenge scene. There's been a bunch of people that have done it, and it's like the penultimate challenge if you're a chilihead. I've had people that one person just the other day left a comment and said, 1 tablespoon sent me. Oh, I'm going to find it. I can find it while you're looking at me. Listen to this. It's a really funny comment. I bought a bottle of this stuff and this is from Max is back in town. Says, I bought a bottle of this stuff and took a tiny taste. I was in the ER within an hour. Your performance might be the single greatest moment in human history. And that's just a funny comment, but it really is a legendary product. So we're going to be interviewing him. And I might have talked to him on the phone once. I know we've communicated emails and stuff, but this is going to be very, very cool. Uncle Bullcow had a super fun interview. I don't know if you guys saw it. Did a really fun interview with Bullcow. And it's going to require a part 2. maybe even a part 3 because he's that kind of guy. So much fun to talk to. This jerky, what happened to it? I had it bad. No, I don't. Do you guys see what I do that bad? I feel like I'm going crazy. Do you guys see where I put? Oh, there it is. I threw it on the couch. Now it's away from me. Super yummy jerky. And hot? Forget about it. I ate it, says Tracy. How do you guys take your coffee? I go on. I like either black or black with just cream, no sugar. Enrique, good to see you. I was chewing on some extreme regret beef jerky from Elijah Extreme. But I threw it over there, and it's now, I don't know why I did that, but I threw it away. Well, not away, I tossed it away from me. Uh-oh. Sam says, I'm okay, Jane, just sick. I'm pretty sure I have a kidney infection. Man, that was a bummer, man. I hope you feel better. Certainly keeping my prayers, man. John Wayne style, exactly. You know what's really funny? If you could go back to the days where like cowboys were on the range and they reading that stuff, and someone said, "Hey, man, in 2025 it'll be almost $1 billion industry. It's probably $1 billion plus industry." Nobody would believe you. They wouldn't believe you then. The reason it was originally, look at this, black for me, Chris and Melinda, straight black, no sugar. Enrique, well done. Splendid heavy cream. You know what's funny? When I have coffee, I don't like regular cream. I like heavy cream. That's it. I don't like milk. If all I have is milk, I'll just drink the coffee black. But if I have cream, I'm all about that. But I don't like, if all I have is like milk or something, I'm just going to drink coffee black. Stay Humbled says, looking forward to next season. Warthogs. No kidding, right? Well, here's the thing, man. There's going to be so many really cool combinations and things that people make. Look at all the prayers. Thank you, Dale Cox. Good to see you. How do I take your coffee? No coffee for Bizzle. No coffee at all. Man, you know what? In the morning, I'm having a cup now, but I typically don't have coffee this late. But look at that. I've never had coffee in my life. Big question. I've got a good question for you since you answered that or told us that. Do you like the smell of it? Because I've always been told that people that don't even like coffee still like the smell of it, and you've never even had it. That said, do you like the way it smells? Have you ever had chocolate flavored ice cream or coffee flavored ice cream or anything like that? Heavy whipping cream is the best. I agree, Brock, for sure. Good night, Josh. Good night, girls. Thank you for hanging out with me. It was good to see you. Mark Alberts drinks a pot a day. Dale, his hands are hurting to type. Don't type, bro. It's okay. He says, if I have cream, it's going to be messy, not a pretty scene. To me, it's really, really good in coffee. It's kind of how I am. 38% heavy cream. I worked in a coffee shop for a while. While I had the channel, it was next door. And one day I was over there, and it was like she was just in the weeds. I was in there all the time. And I would just sit there and I'd make videos over there. And if you guys saw that series of videos I made from the coffee shop with cool paintings on the walls, it was really cool. But one day she was just in the weeds. I'm like, honey, you need some help? She says, yes, please. So I jumped up and just helped her. She was in the weeds. Had no help. So I jumped, and then she's like, she offered me a job. I'm like, I didn't really need the money. I mean, it was nice. Who doesn't need money? But I did it because she was in the weeds and always seemed to be like in a jam. So I kind of helped her out and worked there. And she had, I don't know where she got, I should have taken a picture of her whipping cream, the cream she used. When you would pour it, it was the thickest cream I have ever seen in my life. And it just said cream. It was like in a restaurant quality heavy cream. It was unbelievable. Johnny, have you ever mixed super hot powder in with your coffee grounds? Works great till the next person who's not a chili head uses the coffee maker. I've never done that. I have put, you know what I have done, Brock? It's a good idea. I could, Brett, good to see you. What I have done is I just put pepper powder in my coffee. In fact, like 7 years ago or so, a long time ago, I did a video. It was just a live stream for Facebook, believe it or not. And this is before I was even doing live streams on YouTube. And I did a live stream talking about putting Reaper powder in your coffee. I had so many people that said I was a nut. And these are people in the chili community. Tell me I was crazy. It's like, look, dude, we know you dig peppers, but that's taking it too far. Where's it going to end, you know? These were chili heads telling me that. And now there's like all these coffee companies that sell coffee. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, exactly, Sam. Directly in the coffee. It's exactly how I do it, man. I've also done tincture in coffee. It's pretty good. Josh says, I've heard you mention you were a good tennis player. Do I still play it all? I do not. Back injuries and several surgeries and hardware and metal and titanium in me. So I don't do that anymore. But there was a day. Yeah, that was my. I enjoyed other sports more, but that was the sport that I excelled at the most. I was like really good, like ranked. But I liked football a lot more. Football was great. That was my sport for fun. Oh, I liked football. It was school sanctioned violence that you couldn't get in trouble for as long as you didn't break a rule. You know what I mean? And I played by the rules. Robert Lamb, good to see you. James asks, is there hard candies with really hot flakes or powder? There's plenty of companies that make hard candies. So for sure, James, you just got to look around, you know, but there definitely are. Some of them are just snack quality. Some of them are, you know, a lot hotter. Favorite pepper to add to eggs? Gonna sound weird to you because you know I love pepper so much, but I don't really add peppers to eggs. What I'll do is I'll put sauce on eggs, and believe it or not, my favorite sauce to put on eggs is Tabasco. And if I have a choice, Family Reserve Tabasco on breakfast. That to me is just so good. James says, imagine a 10 million Scoville sucker. How about 16? Go to madcow.com and check out their Black Death and their, I can't remember the name of the other one. They have 16 million Scoville in them, and they are no joke, James. I did their challenge, and it's weird. If you didn't know it was a sucker and it wasn't sticky, just looked at it. It looks like pumice stone, right? But it's 16 million Scoville stuff, crystals in it. So you got to put the thing in your mouth, and you can't take it out of your mouth. So I sat there and had it in my mouth on the side. I don't want to have a video where I just sit here and look at the video for 5 minutes. That's boring. So I'm trying to talk, right? So I was taking it out, moving it from one side to the other. It would sit there and just cook the side of your mouth. And when you pull it out, it's like a block of sandpaper. You're pulling across the side of your gum. And for 5 minutes, I did that. And my gums hurt me for a week. Swear, I'm not joking it at all. It hurt for a week. The next day, it hurt to talk. It's crazy. Herb just says, Johnny, is there a lot of people on the bus never had anything hot until they started watching your channel, or were they all chili heads already? Well, let's do a quick, it's a good question. I know this, Herb. I've had a lot of people say I'm the one who got not me, but this channel is the one who got them into. I've had a lot of people say that. That said, let's do this. If you were not a chili head and you became a chili head because of this channel, throw a 5 in the chat. And we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully, you know, the purpose for me really starting the channel was I knew it would be fun to make videos, but I wanted to share my passion. I wanted more people to be eating peppers tomorrow than we're eating peppers today. So hopefully I've achieved that. Look at that. Wes Laper, Mark Alberts. Look at that. Windmill Willie, Jane Aldrich, Brett. God, that's wonderful. How cool is that? Thank you for asking that question. Thank you guys. Look at that. There's a whole bunch of people. Look at that. Barbara, Jane. That makes me feel good. So I guess there are some people, they weren't always chili heads. Look at that. Keith, heard ya. Yeah, it's, that's a beautiful thing. Wow. That's a lot of fives considering there aren't that many people in this chat right now. Have you guys liked the chat by chance? If you haven't, do that. I always liked hot, but until Chase Heat, I didn't know what hot was. That's a great thing to say, dude. Silver Surfer, look at that. How exciting is that? Enrique says 4. I was already, but definitely open up my options and increase my tolerance because of this channel. Very cool. That's awesome. That is very, very cool. Michael Psycho, good to see you. I was kind of a chili head, and you definitely made me more seriously into it. Now I'm a grower. Hey, very, very cool. Let's try that one then. If you're a grower now, and you never were, but this channel, because of this channel, you started growing, throw a 3 in the chat. So if you're growing now and you think it's because of the influence of this channel, toss a 3 that way, which is even funnier because I don't really grow, but we sure talk about peppers all the time. You taught me to not fear the heat. That's awesome, Mark. Very, very cool. Heat Seeker Pepper Eater says, your descriptions of the flavors made me want to experience them. You know what? That's really sort of an important thing. Look at that. Mark's growing. Michael Psycho, Brett. Look at that. Jeremy Bell. Peppers in Kentucky Living. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for being here, bro. Enrique, Windmill Willie, Bizzle. Yeah, 2 plants. There's a bunch of people growing. So listen, that's what I want to do. I wanted to sort of have an impact. And we kind of have done that. That's sort of a neat thing, Michelle is the grower. Very, very cool. Veggie Beard, good to see you. Speaking of beard, listen, next week, I thought I was going to do it live. I probably won't. But next week, I'm taking the scissors to this thing. I'm going to do it in a video. It'll be fun. B. Hendricks inspired me for at least the super hots. That's very cool. I've grown for years with many more varieties because of your channel. It's really funny. Somebody asked me the other day, what is the benefit? What's the benefit? What do the pepper videos I do serve? And they were actually coming at it from a point of view. They were sort of trollish, to be really honest about it. And there's a lot of reasons. Some people just like watching, period. That's it. Some people, a lot of growers, Linda, we'll talk about it on Tuesday. Linda is a good example of it. She doesn't eat full pods, and she'll base next year's grow off of what I tell her from the videos that I've done over the season. So that's another purpose that they serve. Another purpose it serves is people that might want to grow will say, okay, I want to grow a Sugar Rush Stripey. Scoville ever reviewed one of those? Let me go see what he said about it before I decide I want to review it. A lot of people do that. So there's, to me though, it's just entertainment. Get out of it what you get out of it. Chili Phil says you're definitely the ambassador officially world. Funny. It's awfully kind of you to say that, man. I know you've spoken about this before, but you think you're trimming the beard would somehow damage your image or brand. I'm going to talk about that a lot in the video when I cut it. I don't. I think here's the thing. I didn't have any idea. I didn't know. No one said on the first upload, you ready to wear that for a decade? I didn't know. Sort of a cool thing at first. It was my look, and then it just became like what I'm known for. So I don't think it's gonna. Nah. So I thought about that. I was like, is it like Samson? I cut my locks, and I won't be as strong. There you go, Chili. I knew what you meant, Chili Phil. I'm an ambassador of the chili world. You're awfully kind, man. Thank you for saying that. It's really funny how small the chili. I was talking to Tommy about that right now. When I first started YouTube, the analytics were different. I'm sure these analytics are somehow available, but it's not as easy to see as it used to be. It used to be very, very simple. You could kind of very simply see what countries you had subscribers in, how many, and which countries you didn't have any subscribers in. And when we only had 10,500, this is true, 10,500 subscribers, I think. There were subscribers in 175 of the 196 countries. Now, a whole bunch of those were just single people. I used to do videos back in the day like, hey, somebody in Malaysia, click that like, click the subscribe button. There's only one of you there, and they're lonely. And I don't know what it is now, but if you think with only 10,500 people, we were in 175 countries. You know, fast forward 7 years with 147,000, I would imagine we're probably like completely worldwide with it. That's kind of mind-boggling to think about. Like, think about that. I mean, it's an unbelievable thing to wrap your brain around. Like, in order for me to get to be known in every country, to have somebody that knows me in every country back in like 1950, do you realize the ratchet things I would have had to have done to become that well known? It's crazy that it can happen like with just a simple platform. It's bizarre, very bizarre. You should auction off the beer, it says Chris and Melinda. You know, it's funny. I did a video. It was in a live stream years ago. I cut like an inch off, and I held it up, and somebody offered me like $75 for it. But I've seen too many CSIs. I don't know, man. The whole factory of people are dead. We didn't find anything but this little clip of a ponytail. Let's take it down to the lab and check the DNA on it. Bada bing, bada bang. I'm behind bars going, I don't know what happened. I've never even been there. They're like, do you believe him or not? We found how did your hairs from you get there, Scoville? I'd be like, you know. Or cloned. How about that? There you go. That's all. Can you imagine that? Imagine Tommy's close enough. Imagine another one. Good Lord. In fact, want to hear something funny? In the same go to 3. In the same video, in that same live stream, this person, I chugged a bottle. This is funny. Jeremy Bell, you may remember this. I think you may have been there, bro. Were you in the live stream where I chugged a bottle of Blueberry Hell? And a person in the chat, there was like nothing left. I mean, I chugged the whole bottle. There was like this much left. And they wanted to buy the bottle. It was one of the marathon live streams. They said, I was auctioning everything off. I had so much memorabilia and sauce. And you know what I did? It was a really funny one. I don't know if you remember. Let me see if he says you remember that. Anyway, this person said, they bought it for like $50 or $75, an empty bottle. I signed it for them, but they didn't want me to clean it. This was a little weird, so I cleaned it anyway and then sent it. My DNA's in the roots, says Bizzle. Listen, I told you, I'm a big CSI guy. I know. So I don't know. I don't think I would sell it. Definitely not. That would be a fine thing to sell little. I could probably find some fake wig with white hairs and just claim it's my goatee and sell little chunks of it. Can you imagine? John MC, you're kind. You spelled chili head wrong, dude. Thank you for being here, though, man. Listen, here's the thing. Do you have any idea? I mean, honest to God, I braid. You know how many times I've had people say, "Do you braid that yourself?" It's a pain. I've had it for a long time. You know, if you ever watch videos in the first 3 years of the channel, if it was ever braided, I was with a girl, or a girl was near me. I don't mean with a girl, but I mean a girl did it because I didn't know how to do it myself. I would just back in the early day, I would just twist it, and then put a rubber band, then twist it and twist it and twist it and put another rubber band. I do that 3 times, and that's how I did it. And then it got really long. I was at I don't know what event I was at. No, I do. It was Dallas Zest Fest. I don't know what year it was though. And there was a girl there. She's like, "Let me braid that." I'm like, "Okay." And I sat there and she braided it. Like a cat getting groomed or something. It was done. I put a rubber band on it, and it looked like really, like way better. I'm like, man, I need to learn how to do this. Now I can do it with my eyes closed, but I'm tired of doing it. You know what I mean? I really am. Been a long time. Brett says, can I post links here, Johnny? It depends. What kind of link are you trying to post? Why don't you describe what you're trying to post, and we'll decide. I got people with wrenches that remove anything that is inappropriate or I don't want on there. So we'll see. You didn't clean the right head of doom you chugged and sent it to you. Oh, that stuff was so brutal, dude. I forgot I sent that to you, Jeremy. You know what, Jeremy? You know I'm doing this series where I'm interviewing everybody that the kind of people have known about over the years. I want to interview you. You'd be a fun guy to interview. We have some good stories. B. Hendricks says, I want a pretty girl to fix my beard. You know, it's really funny. I wish I had $1 for every time a woman walked up and grabbed my goatee at a show and just kind of, that's a thing, or touched my head. I don't know what it is. It is a thing. I bet if you shaved the goatee, you and Tommy would look like identical twins. For a good chunk of time, heard you, we did. We looked, In fact, there was this stretch of time for about 6 years. Everywhere we went, if we were together and we went out somewhere, every single day somebody would say, you guys twins? We're not, but it'd be a whole lot easier to say, yeah, we are. So there are a lot of people who think we are, probably. It's been a long, long time since I've been able to since I've seen my face. Look at that. Ara says it's enticing to grab. Rick Spicer, good to see you. Do a fur reversal, ponytail on top, bald chin. I don't think I could do that. Here's the deal. Cosmic Christie, thank you for being here. I can see that for sure. Enrique says, do you want to see a funny picture of Tommy and I? See if I can find it. Hang on just a second. I think I probably can. Let me see if it's here. There's one, and then there's one more good one that I'll show you. All right, so here's one of Tommy and I. We were on a beach in Bermuda. I don't know how it got blacked out behind us because right behind us, the ocean's supposed to be there. But we were standing next to each other on a beach in Bermuda. I don't know how old I was. I think I was probably 20, probably 21, maybe 22. And long time ago. And then this was when Tommy, when he first got sprung from when he got out of jail. So the genes run strong in the family. There's no doubting that. Where in the world did that picture go? There it is. It's funny when I tell people I used to be a hair model. People are like, no, you weren't. I'm like, I was. Hair model. I remember, I remember griping about I remember like in college, on the East Coast, it was like freezing cold, In the wintertime, I had to walk for gym. I had to walk across campus. It was like a mile and a half there and back. And it was like 10 degrees. And my hair was super long. And I'd shower and walk by the time I get there, my hair in the back was frozen. One day, I didn't know what it was. I snapped a piece of hair off. So, and I used to gripe what a drag it was to have hair so thick. I never wished for thinner hair, but I did gripe about it. Silver Surfer says, what about the 3 braided goatee you had when you battled the UK Chili Queen? That was a tough braid. Yeah, you know what? It's a drag to do that. It takes time, It really does. And, it's even worse. I think in the skydive, the first skydive I did, I had it in 4 of them. And it's a drag too, because each one, you have to, first of all, like when I do 4, I separate it in 2. I rubber band one whole half off, and the half that's not rubber band, I split that into two evenly. Rubber band one of those off, and the one that's not rubber band, I braid that one, then the second one, then do the same thing the other half, and it takes time. Mullet, says Tommy. Nah, not a go-to model. There's a really great picture of Tommy and I in what year was that? I don't even know what year it was. We're both sporting raging mullets. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. We're staying together, and it's like, man, I wish I had the forethought to think while that picture is being taken. One day, dude, we're gonna pray that this picture never gets, released to the public. I don't know. Foy, you know what, Tracy? David Foy is constantly telling me that I need to do more than the single braid, but it really is a pain. Not only that, this looks short, right? It's down to my belly, okay? I have it wrapped around here. And it's really out to here. I mean, honest to God, it's a foot long. It's a pain in the neck. If the thing was only this long, it'd be way easier to do it in 2 or 3. It would take 5 minutes, but it's so long. It's such a drag. It really is. Tommy Scoble in the house. Yeah, Tommy proudly rocked that mullet back in the day. Fighting in the front, partying the exactly. Fighting in the front, partying in the back, says Rick Spicer. Now, you guys, I'm sure everybody here, does everybody here know my brother Tommy? Is there anybody in here that does not know who Tommy Scoville is? I doubt it. I'd be willing to doubt it. If you don't know who my brother is, let me know. I will tell you. It's a great cup of coffee. See, everybody knows my brother. He's doing well. He hurt his back last week. It was really, really bad. It's gotten a lot better, though. It sucks, too, because it's the first time. Like, we've gotten hurt throughout our lives a lot. Just tons of stupid injuries. I've never seen him hurt his back. This was the first time. And I'm just like praying it doesn't, because once you hurt a back, that's it. You got a weak back, and it's got muscle has memory, but so do injuries. And I know first time I hurt my back, it was really bad. It was like it happened again. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm praying it doesn't happen then, because it sucks. B. Hendricks, I don't know a darn thing. I'd be willing to bet you know a lot of stuff. He's my brother. He's a great guy. He did time for bank robbery and selling pew-pews. Can't do that. He was selling pew-pews and did a grip of time and changed his life around. Was a junkie for a long time and now does what he can to help people get sober. And he talks about true crime a lot. So there's my brother. Silver Surfer says, any news on the book? In light of some of the stuff I shared with you yesterday, I have to make a few adjustments. But I'm hoping we're going to get sold in January. We'll probably start like a pre-order, a pre-sale thing where you'll get a bit of a discount if you do a pre-sale, probably within a week or two. But we're close. I just have to make a couple of small adjustments. Enrique was sentenced to a 10-piece at the age of 17. Boy, that's a grip of time when you're 17, bro. I'm so sorry, man. Anyhow, that changed my brother around and made him, he'd throw himself in front of a bus to help a stranger get sober. And that, if you get the book, it'll be out pretty soon. He's a good guy now. Here's what's going to happen. James says, will there be signed copies of the book? Initially, for the first 2 or 3 months. All right. It's going to be available through digital download only. That's going to be it. And then after that, we'll probably do a hard copy on Amazon. But initially, it's just going to be a digital download. Right now, it's about 651 pages, but I have to do small haircut. And it'll get it down a little bit smaller, but it's a good question. There's a great question from Mischief Manage. Who else here found Tommy first? Let me know if you found Tommy first. I'm sure there are going to be some people that found Tommy first. We've, he's been, I would say necessarily, Tommy. I would say, yeah. Mischief Managed found you first. I'm sure Arwa found you first. There's a lot of people. Johnny introduced you to the lifeboat. Very cool. Well, you know what? Here's the thing, man. Tom and I talk about this all the time. Nothing's changed with what Tom and I are doing. We're just sober, and we now have a video camera in front of us. We've essentially, this is just what we've been, just who we are, nothing's really changed. So really, really, well, it's kind of always been like this. Jane and Barbara knew Tommy first. See? Absolutely. Listen, a lot of people know Tommy. Thank you, Chris and Melinda. There is Tommy's channel, The Lifeboat. If you are not subscribed, do me a favor, give him a subscribe. It's a great channel. It's about living on purpose. It's a place where you get non-judgment support. I mean, there is no judgment. No matter where you're at, no one is going to ever look down their nose at you. And the great thing about it is, unless you're me, nobody knows who you are. So you can go in there, and if you say, hey, I'm struggling with this or whatever, there's going to be a ton of people there to lend support and help out. On top of that, he covers true crime, and he's really, really good at it. So check it out. Christian, Mischief Managed asked, were you on the boat or the bus first? James Collin cares. I was sub to Tommy, then came to Chase. When I came to Chase the Heat, I had seen several videos and had to subscribe right away. Never looked back. Thank you, my bro. Look at that. Chris and Melinda found the boat first. Want to see another great picture? Speaking of boat, there's a funny boat picture. There's me when I was the captain. It's kind of funny, right? I was sailing on a boat we used to own. Yeah, jail is definitely a lifetime. There's no doubt about that. Look at that, Tommy. A whole lot of people here love you. Yep. We had a lot of fun on that boat, man. We told a bunch of stories on our but man, we were coming back. I'm going to tell you this story, then I'm going to wrap it up. We were out one night. Tommy, you still in the chat? Oh, he's still here. He'll vouch for this. This was crazy. Tommy and I were out one night. We had a lot. It's going to sound bad, but it really wasn't. But there were just a lot of waitresses from this one establishment on the boat with us. So it was me and Tommy and probably 7 or 8 girls. And we were out sailing. Do you remember this, Tommy? We were coming back. And it was a diesel boat, right? So you had about a 30 to 40 minute motor in the canal through, like you're really cutting through an old talc mine to get into Galveston Bay. So we motored out, a bunch of girls on the boat. We're sailing around, sailing in the dark. It was fun as can be. It was fun. We're on our way back. We cut the sails and you got to motor back in. Well, as we're motoring back in, the boat, we ran out of diesel fuel. We had never filled it. We bought the boat and had never, ever put a dime of fuel in it. We just it seemed to run forever. It was the first time we didn't even know we were low, but it ran out of gas. So we have no fuel. So we're bobbing around. So we had to put the sail up. And I'm by the stock. I'm looking at the stock, and I'm coming in the lake under sail. Do you remember this, Tommy? And then the light on the stock, it's electrical, went out. The light died, so I couldn't even see the. So we're using lighters. But we parked that boat in the slip under sail. It's a 36-foot sailboat. You have no idea what that was like. Oh my God! Do you remember that, Tommy? You listening? He's not even paying attention. It was a crazy night. Hey, Tracy, I love you, man. Thank you. You're the man, dude. Tell Michelle I said hello. The rock solid dude right there. No joke. All right, that was my last story for the night. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. All right. Be kind to somebody. Tell somebody you love them. Bizzle, I love you. Corner 3. Let me say hi to everybody still in the chat here. He doesn't realize I was just asking for him. He's not even there. My wrenches first. Lifeboat, Silver Surfer, Chris Melinda, Jason P, James Collins Cares, Brock Bandy, and Bizzle. Thank you guys so much. Barbara and Jane Aldrich, Enrique Williams, Heatseeker Pepper Eater, Herja, John MC, Keith Kingman, Mischief Managed, the Arabian Bard, and Pepper Poppy. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hey, listen, tomorrow, you know that it's Saturday. You know what that means, right? Cartoons in the morning. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.